Hello and welcome to Recess with PunkinFutz. I am your host, as always, Miss Rebecca, and today we are joined by our special friend, Mrs. Ashley. Hi, Mrs. Ashley.
Hi, Miss Rebecca. How are you today?
I am good today. I'm very good today. How are you today?
I am very excited today. I missed all of my friends at PunkinFutz.
We miss having you, that's for sure. And we're so glad that you're back. And before we begin with story time for all ages with our special friend Jade, who we love, we are going to thank all the essential workers out there for sticking with it, for all the nurses and the doctors and the delivery people, all the grocers, all the teachers, all the OTs, PTs, everyone out there that is doing what they can, what they have to make this world go round right now. We really thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And I'd also like to have a special shout out for grown-ups right now. Grown-ups are working extra hard to make your kiddo lives better. So let's thank them, okay? On the count of three. We'll look over, we'll look up and down. Find where your grown-up is. And on the count of three, we're gonna say thank you, all right? 1, 2, 3. Thank you, grown-ups. That was wonderful, Mrs. Ashley. So I know that I know a lot about you because you're my special friend, but would you like to tell all of our special friends and now your special friends a little bit about Mrs. Ashley?
Yes, so my name is Mrs. Ashley, and my favorite thing to do in the world is to write stories for children just like you. And now that we're special friends, you get to hear my extra special stories that I wrote for my special friends at PunkinFutz. And today we're going to hear one of them about a little girl named Jade.
I'm very excited to hear about Jade. So it looks like PunkinFutz is welcoming Mrs. Ashley and Rebecca. Hi, PunkinFutz. How are you doing? So I am going to let you take it away. As all of our audience knows, there's a little bit of a delay, but that's all right. Please chime in with any and all of your comments. We love to hear from you. Looks like Robin Waxenberg is already excited to see Mrs. Ashley again. So,
yay. Hi, Robin. And I think Robin knows all of our stories too so far with Jade.
I think she does. Yes, she's a special friend of ours, and we love Robin as well. So, hi, Robin.
And thanks for joining us.
All right, take it away, Mrs. Ashley.
All right. So special friends, our special friend Jade is the main character in our story today. And we've already read 2 other stories about Jade, and we know that she is a detective. So we get to solve a mystery with our special friend Jade today. And I'm going to test your detective eyes. One of my special friends, Cameron, gave me this to show you, to give you a big clue today. He gave me a triceratops. Keep your detective eyes open to see if you see a triceratops in our story. So let's see. Our first thing that you should know is that the 2 stories that we've already read with Jade in them, the first one is Jade in the detective, or the detective in Jade, and Jade in the case of the missing homework. And guess what? Because we're special friends, there are the title pages right there. You should know that you can download these stories at any time from my website, mrsashley.com, and go to Mrs. Ashley's free library tab. And you can download those stories. And the best part about it, they even have coloring pages at the end. So our first story is The Detective in Jade. And our second story was The 5-Star Detective in the case of the missing homework. What do you think Jade's mystery will be about today? Here's our first clue. Let's start with our story. Things had gotten busy for Jade since she had found Xavier's missing homework. In fact, most days, Jade needed to wear her detective vest. Mysteries always seemed to be waiting to be solved, and Jade was just the girl to do it. After the case of the missing homework, Jade had found Principal Schwartz's missing car keys. Do you see those car keys, special friends? She had solved the mystery of the invisible whiteboard marker. Jade had even solved the mystery of the malfunctioning class tablets. And those tablets are really important. Aside from her booming detective bureau, Jade was doing well in school. Sitting through class was a breeze. She no longer walked into school anxious about messing up, thanks to her trusty detective's vest. Things were really looking up for Jade. I would be pretty excited if I was Jade. It looks like she got a great grade on her paper and she's solving mysteries. Now, that morning, Jade will be presented with her biggest case yet, even though she didn't know it. The class had gone to the Cheswick Museum earlier that day. During a study of archaeology and dinosaur fossils, Mr. Ruiz decided a field trip was the best way to learn. The students in Jade's class had gotten to see a real fossil up close and even visited the lab where fossils were cleaned and assembled. And let's see if we can find a picture of Jade and her class at the museum. There they are. That looks like a pretty cool field trip. I would like to see that myself. The museum had gotten the bones of a triceratops in that day. Jade's eager classmate Yara had successfully convinced the museum attendee to let the class see the fossils before they were assembled. Jade observed quietly with her trusty pom-pom behind her back. She knew this was the perfect situation for a mystery to arise. She had dreamed of solving a museum mystery. Dark and filled with high-value artifacts, this would be a great case for her portfolio. But to Jade's dismay, the day had gone off without a hitch. Jade had sat disappointed on the bus while her classmates chittered and chattered about the cool things they had seen in the museum. Once the class had returned to school, Mr. Ruiz announced that they would have a class assignment. Each student would be paired with a partner. The duo would be assigned a dinosaur to do a full report on. The students would use their knowledge and imagination to bring their dinosaur to life for the class. Rats, Jade thought. No mystery to solve and a class project? Jade had been paired with Khalil. Khalil was the quietest kid in class. He seemed to always be nervous about being in front of the class. If he did speak, his words seemed to come out of order, with the last part coming first. Khalil always did not like to touch things and got scared easily. Jade felt sorry for the kid, but she needed to get a good grade on this project. That can be tough sometimes. Being in front of people and speaking, having to share what you think in class. Do any of my special friends watching this story right now get a little nervous sometimes in class? I know I did. Jade and Khalil, I need to see you after class, Mr. Ruiz had announced. Double rats, Jade exclaimed under her breath. She could not remember anything she did to get in trouble, but this was surely turning into a 3-strike day. No mystery, a class project, and getting into trouble. After class, Jade was pleasantly surprised. She and Khalil were not in trouble at all. They had been assigned a special project. a new case. The new Cheswick Triceratops was missing a bone. With the exhibit opening the following Monday, the duo had been commissioned to solve the case. Jade was over the moon. Well, until she realized that she would have to work with someone else for the very first time to solve the case. Do you even like detective work? Jade had looked at Khalil apprehensively. Khalil had become frustrated trying to explain that he indeed loved detective work. But when he tried to detail his favorite mystery series, his words had not come out right. Hey, take it easy, Khalil. I'm sure you'll be great at this. I think maybe you need a detective kit like me. But since this is your very first case, you only get the vest. Jade smiled with a wink. Jade had saved her case earnings for this moment. She knew that she would need to hire another detective to assist her with her cases. And she was determined to be a great boss. From her locker, she handed Khalil his very own detective's vest. Looking good, kid, she said with a wink and a thumbs up as Khalil laughed. Jade, I think I know where the bone is, but I need to get my thoughts together. Khalil smiled, feeling relaxed in his new detective's vest. Together, the two sat down, going over the details, and Khalil had surprised Jade. He was using the clue stars to sort out the details. Each clue star represented a detail. The detective duo worked together to put them in order, both focusing especially hard. That Monday, the Keswick Museum's Triceratops exhibit was scheduled to open. Jade and Khalil had a special treat for their attendees. Together, they presented the solved case. You see, because of the way the scapula bone had eroded, it looked a lot like a dustpan, Khalil had started. When everyone was leaving for the night, the bone fell to the ground during transport, Jade continued. The janitor picked it up, thinking it was a dustpan dropped by the previous shift of janitors. He was just trying to do a great job, Khalil finished. Now, with the amazing detective work of Jade's Detective Bureau, the new Triceratops exhibit is now open, the lead curator announced. The audience had given Jade and Khalil a roaring applause and a standing ovation as they took a bow. Mr. Ruiz gave them a thumbs up, assuring the pair that they had earned an A. A hand shot up in the air with an unexpected question. Yes, miss, the curator started. Dakota, Washington, the girl said with conviction. Is Jade's Detective Bureau hiring? Jade and Khalil smiled at each other, then replied in unison, yes. The end. But the fun doesn't have to stop. Let's see. Did any of my special friends spot our Triceratops? This was our clue at the beginning of our story. Miss Rebecca, did you spot our Triceratops early in the story?
Yes.
Did you spot our Triceratops?
Yes, I saw the Triceratops in this picture, but maybe he was in there earlier. I'm not sure.
Let's put on our detective eyes and see if we see the Triceratops anywhere in our story earlier.
All right. Shall I go back up?
Yeah, let's go back up. Let's
All right.
look at pictures.
Let's try it.
I don't see it there.
I don't see it there either. Let's see.
Not in our classroom.
No.
I see our Triceratops, and I could see how this could look like a dustpan. If we flip our little toy over, that looks a little bit like a dustpan. Let me see. There we go.
Yep. That's a dustpan, all right.
But Jade and Khalil solved the mystery.
They're smart cookies.
They are. They are. And I was really impressed with Jade. I feel very proud of her because she wasn't sure if she wanted to work with Khalil to solve the case in the beginning. But she gave him a chance.
She did. She almost acted like a big sister of sorts.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times we talk about bullying and other kids who aren't nice, but sometimes we meet other children who are very nice, like Jade. And they deserve some spotlight too.
I completely agree.
Do you remember, Miss Rebecca? I see a friend in a green shirt in this picture. That was in our last story. And he was a part of a mystery.
Is it the little boy under the Triceratops photo?
Yeah. Yes, that's our friend Xavier. And in our last story, Xavier lost his homework. And Jade, she's just so smart. She found his homework for him.
That's right. Didn't it fall behind a locker, I think? Or in a locker? In the bottom locker?
I think it fell under the desk.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm thinking of a different mystery that I've witnessed.
I think I'm not 100% sure. I think we might all have to go back and read the story. But I think it may have gone under Mr. Ruiz's desk, if I'm not mistaken.
You're probably right. You did write the story after all.
But Mrs. Ashley, so Special Friends, that's a cool tidbit about Mrs. Ashley. I write lots of stories. So sometimes I can even mix them up, even though I wrote them. Miss Rebecca, what did you think about Khalil? He's our new character.
I love Khalil. And I have to say, that's an adorable name, Khalil. It's a very cute name. But I like him because I resonate with that. When I was in school, I was very shy to go up in front of the class. That was hard for me. Now it's a little easier because, I guess I'm a little older and I don't know, more experienced. But when I was in school, that was tough.
It can. Oh, and our friends at PunkinFutz, they're like, where are the coloring pages, Mrs. Ashley?
They're very impatient with coloring pages. Do you want me to show them?
Yeah, of course there are coloring pages.
Go through the book again here, and we're going to see them at the bottom. Look at that.
That's my favorite illustration so far.
It's so good. It's so good. Like this one, I love all the colors in it. I love they're very warm colors and everything goes together. It's a beautiful illustration in general, but I am excited to see what what our kiddos will do with this illustration. Yeah,
and we actually have two. Do we have the other one?
That one.
Yeah. So there is the fossil of the head of the Triceratops that is getting cleaned. And I think that's a cool picture too, because fossils they're so old, but they're preserved, and it takes a lot of care to work with them. And so I think that's a cool field trip. I would love to do that.
Me too. Fun fact about my husband is that he always wanted to be an archaeologist. He loves bones and digging in dirt. Yeah, that would have been his career had he actually gone with that as opposed to what he went with. So.
Well, you'll have to let him color the picture so that he can pretend that that's him cleaning our Triceratops fossil. And we can expect more from Jade. We have 3 more stories coming up and hopefully more because Jade is growing And we know her detectives bureau is now hiring. So who is Jade going to hire? Do we think that Khalil should continue to be one of the detectives?
I like Khalil. I vote. I'm on Khalil's side. I think that he should definitely be a part of Jade's team.
I really love Khalil, and I'm very partial to him because Khalil is actually one of my special friends.
I knew it. I knew it.
So I have actually worked with over 5,000 children around the world. I'm originally from Detroit.
That's amazing. 5,000.
5,000 special friends. I'm the lucky one to get to work with them. And Khalil was actually in my summer camp, not last year, the year before. So 2018. And he is one of those children I always remember because he was a little nervous to come into the classroom on our first day. And so we were like, it's okay. It's okay. And I knew just looking at him that he was absolutely brilliant. And I said, as long as we need to take until you're ready, we will. And then when he was ready, he went into the class and he became one of our stars. And he is excelling in everything that he does. And so I would like to keep Khalil in the stories too. But Miss Rebecca, Mrs. Ashley always has like at least 2 or 3 surprises.
Oh, I 100% know this from Mrs. Ashley being our special friend. Yes.
Yes. So Khalil was one of our special friends, or is one of Mrs. Ashley's special friends, but he was in summer camp. But his little sister was too young to be in summer camp. But she was such a special friend too, that she got to kind of be our summer camp baby. And her name is Dakota. So Dakota, who asked, is Jay's detective bureau hiring? That's Dakota. So hi, Khalil and Dakota, if you guys are on.
Hi, Khalil and Dakota. That's adorable. So it's going to be kind of like a brother and sister kind of bureau with Jade.
Yeah, maybe Dakota may want to join the bureau. We'll see. And yes, Robin, 5,000 children. I have worked with children in Detroit, in DC, in Ghana. I traveled to Ghana, and it was about 200 kids there just in Ghana. And so I've been doing this since 2015. I became a published children's author in 2014, but as I showed up, and Miss Rebecca, I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but I showed up to read my stories in schools, in daycares, in churches, and libraries. And the children I would read to, they kind of turned me into Mrs. Ashley. When are you coming back, Mrs. Ashley? They would learn facts and lessons from my characters. And so they gave me the idea to turn it into programming like this. So I've been doing it since 2015, 5,000 kids.
Wow. So you get your inspiration from them, it sounds like.
Yes. And another thing is today I decided to wear my hair like Jade.
I noticed. It's adorable, by the way.
I love Jade's hair. And so a lot of times my special friends teach me different things, or they remind me to try new things. And I really love working with children. It's been the greatest joy of my life, and they are the ones who inspire me.
Well, I have to say on behalf of PunkinFutz that you inspire all of us, Mrs. Ashley, with your cheerfulness and your flexibility, and honestly, you bring a sunshine of light to. Yes, we love Mrs. Ashley. You're just a ray of sunshine, and we love you, and you know that about us and our attitude towards you. But yeah, if you would like to learn more about Mrs. Ashley, and we very much think that you should, you can find her right here at www.mrsashley.com, and you can get all of Jade's stories plus a whole bunch of other stories that you've written right there. They're all there. And then Instagram. Oh, it was up. Oh, well. Yeah, so this is your Instagram at handle. Mrs. Ashley, you can follow her there. But yeah, and the Facebook also, she's on Facebook, Instagram, and she's got the website. So yeah, and YouTube also, which is very cool. And you can find this episode afterwards on YouTube, and we'll share it with Mrs. Ashley if you'd like to hear this episode on her website also, on her YouTube channel, which is very, very fun. So yeah, thank you. Oh, join us. This is, I guess, join us next week. We have a very cool, I think, Mrs. Ashley, honestly, I think that you will love Banana Band. I think you guys would like collaborate, because my word, your energies together, I think, would be spectacular. So I'm just putting that out there. Priscilla Lynn, she says, I know Dakota and Khalil.
And you know why Miss Priscilla knows Dakota and Khalil?
Why?
She let Dakota, who was too young to be in summer camp, be in her kindergarten class for our summer camp anyway. Hi, Miss Priscilla. Hi, special friend.
Thank you for joining us, Miss Priscilla. We really appreciate it. And it's lovely that you know the characters in the story. That's very cool. It looks like Robin says, your impact is worldwide and you are making such a difference in the lives you touch. I can say that that's true, at least in my life and in the life of PunkinFutz. And I think that Shanique behind the scenes would also agree with that.
Shanique is our special friend that makes sure all of our technology works for these lives. So thank you, Shanique. And you guys especially touch my life because you use my gift to work with your special friends. And that's very special to me. That's very special. So I have to check out the Banana Band.
Banana Band. So they're a musical duo, high energy. They've got lots of cool things going on with them. Their names are Ben and Anna. Yeah, I think that you guys might want to collaborate. In my opinion, I think it'd be great.
Mrs. Ashley loves to sing, even though she cannot.
That's adorable. I think it would be. I think that you more than likely have a great voice, but maybe you're just shy about it. I don't know. I've never heard you sing. I'm gonna say you have a great voice.
Well, maybe our next story will have some singing in it.
It should definitely have some singing in it. Yeah. So Mrs. Ashley is going to be coming back in November. I don't remember which date you are. Probably about a month from now.
I think it's the 13th.
13th of November. Okay. So join us for another episode of Recess with Jade and Mrs. Ashley. She's going to have a whole new story for you, and it's going to be great. So join us next week and every Friday, and the Friday that Mrs. Ashley is coming back. Let's see. Priscilla says, hi, Mrs. Ashley. Thank you. I have my niece and nephew watching with me. My nephew loved the story because he loves dinosaurs.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, hi, special friends. Hi, special friends.
Special friends. All right. Well, again, thank you, Mrs. Ashley. We really, really appreciate you coming on here and doing this with us. You know our feelings about you, and please join us next week. Lisa says, hooray, Mrs. Ashley.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you guys for having me. I'm always excited to join you.
Beautiful. All right. Bye-bye, Mrs. Ashley, and bye, everyone. Thank you for coming. Bye.